Welcome one and all, I am Dano, I am back. We're playing Half-Life. Office Complex. And I've got my AC unit still running because it's 100 degrees and I don't want to die. This is exactly where we left off at the last time. If you forgot, this is a playthrough of Half-Life with a whole bunch of commentary. I am currently on the Office Complex level, and we just turned off this really annoying zappy thing here, which showed us what happens to us if we happen to walk into it while it's on, because there was a copious amount of head crabs that step through this thing and show you that if you come near it, it zaps you. So we did that, we turned that off, crawled through this vent. I believe we came over here, came out on the other side. We saw the barnacle come out of this ceiling tile. We saw this scientist kind of just chilling. I don't think he's going to follow me.
Everyone's heading for the surface, but I think they're crazy not to stay put. Someone is bound to come by and rescue us.
So this is our first glimpse right here, right now, for the very first time, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this is the first time we hear about a a rescue team coming to help us. And we don't know what that means at this point. We're like, oh, great, we probably could use some help. We have a little bit of a situation here, so that's a good thing. We're going to find out pretty quickly that that's not a great thing. I don't know if I can break this. This is where I learned that I need to keep using my crowbar to break things. What's kind of really misleading is that glass, I think I talked about in the last episode, had sort of like wireframe inside it. So let me just look at that again real quick. This is a really poor gameplay affordance here. You'd think that this right here, how it's X'd out like that, would indicate it's not something you can break, but in fact you can break it. Half-Life was super inconsistent with their window textures they use. I learned about my pushing mechanic earlier when I pushed the crystal into the beam, and now I can push this table up to the window so I can crawl through. It also teaches us how to jump and then crouch through a window. So these are all really, really basic mechanics that we haven't had to use much until now, and we're just sort of learning the tools that we will need to progress and continue onward and fight the more dangerous enemies in the chapters ahead. This is a room that I'll always remember of Half-Life. I remember being really, really bad at this one. This is just a jumping puzzle where you have, as you've already just learned, a electrified pool of water. And it's cool because it reacts the way you expect it to. When you step in the water that's electrified, you will take damage. Let me double check on my notes. I had a couple notes here because there's some interesting gameplay things. Oops, that was me clicking back into the game. Interesting gameplay things. So according to Mark Laidlaw, the gameplay of this chapter is slanted towards the player who is still mastering the basic skills, like I just mentioned. But the player is forced to explore and find alternate routes to reach their goal, which is usually shown behind locked doors. So here's the first example of that. This door is locked. We have to figure out a way through it, and we're blocked by that electrocuting wire thing. So the player will learn how to interact and work with non-player characters as well, and solve small-scale puzzles such as deactivating turrets and electrical threats, pushing and climbing onto objects, as we just saw. This is a little scripted sequence here, if I remember right. Yep, it's locked, and we can't get through, and this zombie will try to break out. So if I kill him before he breaks through here, I'm pretty sure I will not be able to get the loot that's inside there. So he's just going to be pissed and walk around and bash his head into the wall a little bit, but I think eventually he will break this. And it's, for some reason, I can't break it myself with my crowbar. So let's just let him in there. He's going to be mad for a little while, and I think he comes back. Yeah, here we go. That's what we want. So then we can kill him. Easy peasy. Walk in and grab the ammo. I think that's all that's in here. A little bit of ammo. Continuing onward, we find a whole bunch of crates here. I can use my crowbar. A couple hits is all it takes, and I remember right, there's a head crab behind this one. Up ahead here. Oh, new level loading. This bigger box is taking more hits. It's kind of a weird gameplay mechanic. Yeah, there he is. Just hit it more times. Keep hitting it. Here's another scripted sequence, if I remember correctly. He will come to help me unlock, but if I whack this guy, yeah, I just saved his life. Otherwise, he will come in and destroy this guard here. But now he lets me in, and I get my next weapon. Oh, it's not here. What? I swear to God, there's supposed to be a shotgun there. Oh, it's over here. No? Where's my shotgun? What? I swear to God there should be a shotgun there. I guess not. Alright. No shotgun. I guess I could take this health. 2 health. Maybe I need him to open the door. I swear to God there was a shotgun there. I'm going crazy. Oh, it's this one. I walked right by it because I'm an idiot. There we go. One of the best shotguns in first-person shooters. I love it. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever because it's modeled after the SPAS 12. Or SPAS, however you pronounce that. And this shotgun is a single-barrel shotgun, but for some reason Half-Life thought it was cool to make it a double-barreled shotgun, which I have no problem with, of course, because it makes it super fun to use and is helpful the entire game. They did a great job balancing this weapon to be useful early on and in the late game. And it has that double-barrel action, but it doesn't actually have 2 barrels in real life, so it doesn't really make sense. But here's another locked door. We have to get by it. And what's interesting here is that you need to do a jump crouch to get through this door, and that's kind of like a staple of the Half-Life games, a jump and then a crouch while you're in midair. That's something that a lot of games make you do to get up to higher levels that you just can't reach. But here, it sort of teaches you that. So you have to jump, and then you're able to grab the tiny little lip of this door frame, or window frame, and then you can crouch to get through. So that's sort of like the first introduction to crouch jumping. I remember this being so hard when I was younger. And what's funny is it doesn't even really hurt you that bad. Look at this. I'm taking 1 damage for my suit power. It barely hurts at all. And I just remember sucking so hard in this version, or sorry, this, I got distracted there, in this level. Trying to get through that was super difficult for 12-year-old me. Now I'm a seasoned professional, walking into fan blades. Let's go. This is also another little hint there, that head crabs are coming in and they're going to die when they hit the fan blades, which is kind of obvious. You walk into a fan blade that's spinning, you're going to take damage. It's so funny, I just walked into the fan blade as soon as I said that. Alright, so we know about the mechanic of the ceiling tiles breaking, so that happened here. We sort of get the feeling that none of the ceiling tiles are safe. And that's what's going on here. We have to reach this ladder, and we have to use our push mechanic to line up the boxes. So thinking a little bit here. Not just running through corridors shooting aliens. Again, a locked door. We have to figure out a way around this. And the gameplay affords here is the push lever, which is nice. We know that we can use those to push open, and it's always nice to open this in case we screw up and need to come back through. You know what? I'm going to go grab some health, because I damaged myself pretty bad there. Press and hold on the first aids. I think in the easy mode, you have a little bit more health that are stored in these, and then on the harder game levels, or harder difficulty levels, you have to look for health more often because you can only get like 25 health out of those things. So another locked door, and a lot of this roundabout puzzle layouts. So being able to see what your objective is, but not be able to reach it. And then you have to loop all the way around, and eventually you'll get there. And then it's sort of supposed to be this huge realization thing, like, oh, yay, I did it. Like, look how smart I am. Now I've looped back into where I was, but now I can access this door that I couldn't before. Ladders suck, by the way. I guess it's supposed to be this realization thing to make you feel like you're smart. But it's kind of just annoying when you're constantly just going in circles. Here's the first introduction to a turret. Yep, he's getting effed. We're going to let that turret do the work there. I think in other harder versions, or harder modes, or harder difficulty levels, I should say, there's more head crabs. Now I can just sprint through to this guy. He's about to kill me. I'm really surprised I didn't just die. And I can turn it off. Wow, I can't believe I just survived that. Got a quick save. I swear I'm good at this game. I don't think... Can I hop up here? No, I can't. I thought I remember being able to do that, and maybe I just broke the box that I needed to get up there. It's possible. Or maybe you have to do this, like come out of there and jump onto there to there. That's probably what you have to do. Super damaged. I think there's some health in here. No, just ammo. And look. Oh, wow. How great. How smart I am. I'm a genius. Yeah, it's just kind of annoying. I have so much ammo, I don't even care. And in case you missed the shotgun the last time around, you can find it again here. I found myself never really running out of ammo in this game, and maybe it's just because I'm a better FPS player nowadays. A lot of this level design is just circular. It's not too exciting, but there are some places where you can take alternate routes to get to the same objective, and I can show you that a little bit later. Something that blew my mind. I learned something today when I was looking for this, looking up ideas for this episode. There is an alternate route in the office complex level that I've never seen before until I found a YouTube video of it just today. I'm sure it's common knowledge for a lot of people, but to me it wasn't. Watch me break boxes, so fun. All right, let's, oh, look at all those head crabs, and let's chuck a grenade at them. Head crabs are not scared of grenades like some other enemies are. The Vortigaunts will run away from them. It's a fun little fact. And I believe when we walk up these stairs, we're going to see... Yes, another security guard. Doing work on some head crabs. But I'm not ready for this yet. I think there was something I missed down here. Let's go back. No? Okay, yeah, no, I did do everything. Okay, sorry. I'm wrong. Luckily, my load times are super fast. So, also some fun facts here. We'll go up against some Vortigaunts pretty soon. Those are the ones that shoot electricity at you. And they're fairly easy to kill. Right up ahead is a classic Half-Life experience here. Everyone who remembers this game will definitely remember this level. Mostly because it's something that is modeled after a potential real-life environment. I think this was one of the first times games in this era would try to create an environment that resembles real life. And they actually pulled it off pretty well. Wow, I was a step away from that trigger point. That was funny. So we start hearing the Vortigaunts. That's their little grumbling sound. And this teaches us to fight against groups of enemies. And this is a skill that we will need going forward when we start fighting the Marines. Oh, this guy just came over here and turned the lights off. And these guys just got eaten by the whatever that is. Tried to pull each other into the vent and got eaten. Some power here. That explodes when you shoot it, which is really strange. And that sound effect is the tentacle monster sound effect being reused. We're going to face that pretty soon in Blast Pit. Blast Pit? Maybe Blast Pit. I don't remember the name of that episode. So now we're going to round the corner and see a Vortigaunt for the first time. Give them both barrels. And they will run away from danger. They're pretty smart. The AI of the Vortigaunts is pretty intelligent. Super easy to take down with a double barrel shot, especially in easy mode. Look how great our destructible environments are. In easy mode, I think they go down to 1 hit. This level design, again, is just very circular. Everything leads you back around. And it's kind of helpful for a new player, actually, because, well, on one hand, you can get confused pretty easily, but on the other, it usually helps you out to get to where you want to be. In case you miss it, the level design is so circular that you'll come back on it eventually. I remember, like, wandering around here and being very confused about where to go when I was younger playing this. God, the ceiling tile thing is just annoying. Vents up here. I remember thinking for a really long time that I needed to go in here when I was stuck in this level before. But no, that's just them reusing the vents texture. Look, I threw a nade and they just run away from it. Barnacle. For some reason the Barnacle doesn't eat Vortigaunts. I don't know why. I have my game volume too low, but I'm pretty sure he just said we have to get to the surface.
I never suspected such things could be
He's stuck here. Again, the AI animation pathing was just... Oh. Alright. But that was just a little thing to tell us, again, someone's coming to help us. And we need to welcome them with open arms. What's this guy doing? Just hanging out.
Soldiers have arrived, and they're coming to rescue us. Of course, I have my doubts that the new one will greet them.
Soldiers are coming to rescue us. Alright, so now, here is where I found for the very first time this new route. I had never seen this before. It blew my mind. I'm walking up these stairs. There's a turret up there. I've always been really bothered by that one. Come back around and check this out. Maintenance access. Easy to miss. I'd never seen this before. Freaking blew my mind. There's a way around that turret. Look at this. Had no idea. Oh, okay. I can turn it off. How nuts is that? And there's a shotgun up here. Wow, he's got some ups. Little homie can jump. Boom. Had no idea that was a thing. This guy's an idiot. Had no idea. Lots of Vortigons. You're dead. You're dead. And we made it through to the next stage.
Hey, what the hell are you doing down here? Get topside. I hear troops are coming in to save us. Not bad.
And there you go. Again, in case you missed all the other signs I was telling you, back there, we now have this guy to make sure you hear about the troops coming to rescue us. Okay, what? There we go. I don't know what's in this vent. I don't remember. Yes, a tricky fan situation. It's gonna save. And we're through. And we're breaking stuff. And we're so smart. God, everywhere. They're everywhere. He must have, yeah, he's up there. Good hitboxes. And we're into this little funky area. And I think this is just to get power-ups, if I remember right. I don't think this is the actual way we have to go. Maybe I'm wrong. It's been a little while since I played this exact part. Wow. Alright. Jesus, they keep coming. Lots of jumping, crawling puzzles, so many vents. Staple of the Half-Life games. That one right there. I guess this is where we have to go. And here is just the difference in textures. We can see that this is solid, and over here is... I guess it's a trigger point. We can't break it, but as soon as we step on it, it'll break. Yes, it's just to get supplies. It's to get into this room here to get these grenades. Get some more first aid. Shotgun shells, and now we can open this. And we're back to where we were here with the security guard telling us to get topside. Look at that, circular. We crawled over all of this stuff and made it over to those grenades. Awesome, cool, so smart. Oh, bull squid. No match for the double barrel. More grenades. I wish the grenades performed a little bit better in this game, I'll be honest. The throw distance is pretty weak. I might get both of them. There we go. I actually didn't know that was going to happen. I just happened to do that. I was going to show the throw distance of the grenades. And I think you do get better damage if you hit the head. So these are Vortigons, and we started talking about them a couple times. And you can see these little green things on them. And I thought for the longest time that this was just the model. That's just what they looked like. That was their body. But in fact, these are slaves. These are Vortigaunt slaves. And they are under control of Nylanth, who is the end boss of Half-Life. And also the alien controllers of Zen. And yeah, I had no idea. So at the end of this game, spoiler alert, you kill Nihilith, and you inadvertently, without you realizing it, as you discover in Half-Life 2, you free all the Vortigaunts and they become your homies. And they give you really wise words of wisdom. Also, the grenade models are enormous. They're way bigger than they should be. So in this game, the Vortigaunts are very much against you. They are deadly, they'll track you down, but as soon as you go to Zen, a spoiler again, they will be friendly to you, which is kind of interesting. And I don't think I made that connection at all when I played this for many years until I read up about the story. And that's what I was trying to say in previous episodes, is just, it's not very obvious what's going on and how your actions are affecting the world. Especially if you breeze through this game or you're playing it when you were younger, like a lot of us were. You will miss out on a lot of the nuances of kind of what was going on and how your actions are affecting the game world. This is interesting. I don't remember that being like that up there. I've never really looked up here, but this is a cool little space. Little cafeteria spot. Let me give a time check. I'm right at 21 minutes, and I'm going to go for about 30 minutes. I think that's a good spot to stop. I think give you more easily digestible videos. I think an hour 15 is a lot to ask someone that's like a full episode of Netflix shows. Keep on keeping on. And so here's a really good example here. Let me take care of these guys first. Of level design back in the day. Oops, I thought I killed him. Missed that last shot. You notice a lot of these level loading areas are all these Z-shaped corridors. This is a thing so much in the Half-Life games where you're like, oh, I'm going down a hallway, and then I have to round a corner, and oh yeah, definitely going to be a loading screen here, and sure enough, there will be. And I think that this is because of the limitations of the game engine at the time. So they couldn't render the entire level to be visible from this far away. And this is one of the things that... I just blanked out his name. Radiator Yang, the guy who I watched his videos, his playthroughs, and sort of got the inspiration for this. He talks about this in one of his episodes where he turns on the wireframe and also makes the walls invisible. And I don't know how to do that, but if I could, you would see that the stuff up ahead would not be rendered yet. Like, if the player was able to round this corner, they wouldn't see this door, and they wouldn't see these textures, and they wouldn't see any of this, because the game engine could not render that much content at the time. So that's why all of these hallways are shaped like this. So when you load, you can stop rendering everything past here, because the player will never see it, and you can save on those polygons to be able to make more detailed environments in the level that you just passed through. Hope that was a good explanation. And that's why the loading sequences are the way they are. Going to save, go into the cooler. And I thought this little spot was a cool texture and effect on the player. I think when I shut this door, it's going to lock me in, but there's a little bit of an ice effect here. When I walk into it, it pushes me. Look at that. Yeah, and now I'm locked in. And it just bounces me around. So I'm in the coolers now, and there's a bunch of different ways to get around here with these vents and everything. You kind of get a little bit overwhelmed with your options, but let's stick to the ground floor at first. A little blood trail moving you into this area. I'm surprised he made it out there.
I lead the way. Why are you leaving me here?
No interesting dialogue from him. Nice little scene here. Get some valuables. It's easier to sometimes just shoot them. I have enough ammo to deal with all of the enemies that I'll ever see. Half-Life does a lot of this too, where you'll see a little scene and then you'll see some supplies that you can't reach. And it's sort of a hint that you can do some more exploring to fully explore the entire level and get all of the goodies that the level has to offer. Oops. Sometimes that's a little bit buggy when you're shooting these guys. Oh. Hanging meat. another fun fact here, which I also just discovered because I did my research. Check this out. So I think if I break this meat, the bull squid will be distracted by it and it'll start chomping on the bits. Let's see. Yes, look at that. I mean, he's not really doing an animation, but he'll definitely get distracted by the meat chunks, and it'll allow me to get away. And apparently they hate head crabs. I think this is a thing. Yeah, there you go. You might be gnawing on the head crab, but it distracts them a little bit. I thought that was interesting. I've never even heard of that. Never seen that. Into the main staging area. This light, of course, tells me, come over here, pull this lever. And we do. And we see immediately this big, bright red, whatever you call it. I don't know. Hanging, slidey thing. I don't know. Starts moving, and it just goes back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And the objective here is to cross from here to here using the platform that's moving back and forth. So we have to get up to that upper level now, and we will do that by just looking around, trying to find out where the ladder is. Here it is, right at the beginning. Break some vents. Jump, crouch. I think, yep, I don't think you can, yes. Here's a good example. You cannot jump into this vent without jump crouching. So I jump and then I crouch at the same time to get into the vent. It's kind of a tricky thing to introduce into the game right away because it's sort of an advanced move, I would say. Not a lot of people have the experience with, you know, those finger presses that you need. Get some power. Quick save. Move into the vent, and look at that. Look how smart we are. God, it's so satisfying. Continuing on, and hey, look at this. Look where we are. Perfect. Nice. And how much you want to bet there's going to be a loading screen right up here? Ah, no loading screen. Tricked me. Really weird area. I've always kind of thought about this one. This one sticks with me for some reason. The lighting, for one, and all of these vents going every which way just makes for a memorable little staging area. And, of course, the barnacles that you have to get by. And you can choose to go grab stuff if you'd like, which is nice. There's a bunch of goodies down there. And we're up and over. And we could, I think there's a ladder here. Yeah, for the longest time, like, it sort of fakes you out thinking that you have to climb up this ladder, but you actually don't at all. Like, this is just nothing. It's just a ladder. You actually have to climb up here. And another jump crouch. Nope, actually no jump crouch, but I think you have to crouch there, and yeah, you can just jump into this vent. But I'm overselling it a little bit, but there's definitely a lot of areas where you need to jump crouch, which is not an easy move. Later on, we'll get the long jump module, which is essentially a jump crouch while running that will have you jump pretty great distance, actually. It's really fun to use on Zen. And look at that. Wow, this guy just led us back to where we were. Closed door, and we've made it. This is the cafeteria area. Wow, so smart. This entire level is just closed door, find your way around that closed door. This guy didn't make it. Head for the surface. And that is our objective. No mini-map, no compass, but if we just keep pressing on, I say that way too much. If we keep going and we listen to our environments and we stop and we pay attention and we play smart, we will be able to find out where to go. And look at that. Mr. G-Man himself. Looking square-headed as always. Always watching over us. Creepy dude. Really wish they'd finish the story so we know what his deal is. Awesome scripted sequence there. That was cool. That must have taken a lot to do. And this, too. All of this going on is like, wow, sensory overload. That was easy. Jump crouch through the window. Grab the goodies. For some reason, wood makes a metal sound when you hit it. Don't know why. That's a thing. More goodies in here. Don't need them. And now, probably one of the points where I died the most in all of Half-Life, trying to navigate this stupid ladder puzzle. I would die so much when I was growing up. This was so awful. I would always miss that first jump. And then jumping off of these ladders and going back and forth was just a pain in the ass. Because you run so fast in this game, you have to hold the shift key to walk and then sort of just tap your way over so that you can hit this ladder from the right angle. Kind of annoying. But, I don't know, maybe I just was... Oh yeah, we missed it. There was a guy hanging on this ladder up here. If you don't look up, you miss it. And off to this ladder. Oh, almost fell off for no reason at all. And there were a couple times I remember getting up here and watching my brother or my dad play this. They would have no idea what to do. It's weird that some of the vent textures you can see through and some of them you can't. It's really easy to miss this one. All you have to do is hit that, drop in, and look at that. We've made it through the office complex into we have got hostiles. This is where we for the first time see the enemy soldiers coming in to, quote, rescue us. And this guy tells you what to do right away. And this guy's getting left. And it also teaches you about tripwires. Just comical. Dark comedy. Love it. But right away, we get to learn what we have to do. We have to get through the silo door, because they're coming for us. So to do that, we have to get into this room. And we also learn we have enemies that are here that we thought were going to rescue us. And we also learn about these blue tripwires. So just a lot going on. It's really easy to miss all of that. But that's something that sets you up right away for the start of the next chapter. And that is where I'll end. So I felt like this one wasn't as exciting as far as content, but hopefully you guys thought it was interesting. I'm really pumped that I was able to hear about that separate alternate route on Office Complex to get through the maintenance access there to get around that turret. I had no idea that was a thing. So, yep, we made it through Office Complex, about to shoot up some baddies, and this is where we'll leave off. So check in for the next episode coming very soon.